climate change is likely to affect the vulnerable communities, for example, the poor in rural communities. So, for example, when you carry out research without ethics, you are likely to ask questions that may put those people that you are researching upon at risk. And for example, you may be exposing them in a way that they do not want to be revealed, their names to be revealed. So I think as part of the ethics, this really should assist in trying to help in those difficult situations where, for example, a researcher does not know how far he can go in terms of asking those vulnerable groups in his or her research. I think for us, especially looking at it from the point of Botswana, we see the benefits of this declaration. First of all, it is coming up as a document that will assist in carrying out ethics when you do anything to do with climate change. You talk about mitigation, adaptation, or resilience. So I think for us, that's the primary entry point as a benefit to the member state. And then the second thing, it is likely to enhance cooperation, because during these negotiations, it's a question of give and take, and also that improves cooperation among member states. And then the third thing, we also, in these discussions, we give reference to a lot of past initiatives. For example, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, known as UNFC, the CCC. And then also we give reference to the Paris Agreement. So when we do these discussions, we implicitly begin to think about these past interventions, which is also a very important benefit from this declaration. And then the last one, I think it makes sense to include UNESCO here, because I think this is the contribution of UNESCO in the climate change agenda. The way I see it, especially from the research point of view, is that we are promoting, or one of the benefits is to promote the role of education, science, and technology, along with the ethics in handling climate change. So for me, those are really the three benefits that are coming out of this declaration. I think, first of all, from Botswana's point of view, I think they are likely to influence some of our strategies. For example, in Botswana, we have a recent Vision 2036, which started last year in 2016. So it is likely to contribute or to enhance some of the pillars of the Vision 2036. For example, if you talk about pillar number 2 and number 3, number 2 talks about social equity and inclusion of the vulnerable groups. And then pillar number 3 talks about climate change, risk reduction. So I think for me, really, this is where this declaration is likely to influence the policies in the nations, including Botswana.